So today was a good productive day. I was down at the 7-Eleven and I got Dos Equis, right? Because f of x, well, in order to find your x, well, I was saying Albert Einstein has to see me after class. He fudged the numbers. He was metagaming. He was cheating. He was LARPing. And he just put cube on C. I'm like, no, look at why you put cube on C. You're just saying it's a constant. And you don't even know why it's a constant. You're just LARPing. It's because if you think about it, E equals MC, but E also equals MC. I'm saying they're two realities laid on top of each other. I said, what's mass? What's matter? What's light? What's anti-light, right? And I figured out it was just a black body. You know what I'm saying? Black bodies are cool. So I was down at the 7-Eleven and I got this, how do you, people in the UK say it, a torch. I'm not left-handed naturally, but I can train myself to be left-handed because I'm holding the phone with my right. Yeah, so f of x, okay, that's what I'm saying. Albert Einstein created a paradox. Well, in a manner of speaking, by not deducing what c squared was. He said, well, okay, it's a gravitational constant. But I'm saying, I grade the gravitational constant around 68 to 72. It wasn't the math was kind of fudged. So I'm saying to Albert Einstein, see me after class. And then people trying to figure out some market things. They're like, well, what's going to happen with the sexy Tesla lineup? And I was like, well, see, what should happen is the x should be squared because there's two x realities left. You had to look at the X-ray in the micro and the macro. So I'm saying x needs to be squared, and for that matter, y needs to be squared too, because gamma, you need to understand macro, micro for that. So I'm saying perhaps the quantum leap was the jumping. Back in like horse races or something, they used to use a pistol of sorts, to demarcate, like in a fireworks, they started shooting blanks, maybe they had some sort of dysfunction, you know what I'm saying? They started shooting blanks in the air to tell the horses when to run so they could start their horse race. Well, I'm saying you're hearing it from the horse's mouth. I think that the fourth model, the fourth dimension, was the quantum that was jumped the gun on, right? So to speak, in a manner of speaking. And what else? Essentially, see me after class. You're supposed to, in the sexy 4 lineup, you're supposed to, well, see the E as a 3, but for the X is supposed to be cubed, and the Y is supposed to be cubed. I'm like, okay, I'm metagaming here. If you want to understand how to beat Valentine's date, when I say beat, I don't mean physically beat. I mean defeat in mindsets, conquer in mindsets, overcome the will of, right? The will of your propensity to shy away from such things. So on your Valentine's date, there's this brown bean substance called cocoa or cocoa, caca, I don't know. Okay, something like that. You catch my drift so far? And it's chocolate. It's known for being brown, but it has a chewiness to it. Look, it'll make the XX chromosome havers love you because it's sugar. and that like speeds up their heart rate for you, right? I'm saying it's a symbol of love. It's a gesture of love, which is why brown is important. You understand? The black body. And so that's kind of the answer here. I'm saying, okay, if you don't know how to play V-Day to get your V card, what you have to do to score a loved one is to meet them halfway. And so I'm metagaming here, right? And I'm telling you gamma. If you're trying to find your X, I'm helping you solve for Y, you know? I'm literally telling you how X equals Y. And I'm saying, okay, I'll give you I'm substitute teaching here, but if you put F, right, F, and you encase it in X, because X is the first step to the gender construct thing of empathy, and your Y chromosome was Y, you were trying to find Y empathy, right? So that's pretty exciting. You kind of see where I'm going here? So I'm saying X was actually cubed because it was actually XX. So I'm saying the F was for female, for femme. And I'm saying if you encase the motherly love of X, it nurtures and tells it Y. So it tells men their place in the universe, right? And it also tells you how to score your V card on the V date, you know? Don't tell them I told you this cheat code. Well, basically the fermentation, the aluminium or aluminum, I don't know which way you want to call it. There's something about helium drinking, shall I say? Oh, also, if you know about iron lungs and an individual named Iron Mouse, you know, we had to mice up some things here, right? And we had an iron lung while doing it. You see what I'm saying? Anyways, I had to refer to Asmodeus. Oh, the Mongoloids. Just go Mongo mode, you know what I'm saying? In World of Warcraft arenas. So I think Asmongold's mother was a bit of an oxygen drinker, just like I'm telling people not to be a helium drinker, you know? You catch my drift? And oxytocin can be pretty explosive. Explosion of short bursts of love, right? Well, so I guess she needed she needed oxygen, you know, you see what I'm saying? So she was trying to drink all that oxygen. Because, well, I mean, every now and then it would be nice to check up on your parental figures. You know, don't just isolate yourself now. And that would help her not have to seek other sources of oxytocin or Oxycontin. Because if we can just give each other Oxycontin or oxytocin, see, whichever way you want to call it, by just like hugging and talking nicely and finding f of x, then maybe we wouldn't need so many oxygen tanks, right? You see where I'm going with that? Maybe our serotonin receptors would start working again. Maybe that fixes the serotonin problem to some extent, or at least aids the way it starts to get fixed. Anyways, that's just neurochemistry. You know, what do I know? Maybe you should ask a brain surgeon, right? That's exactly what I'm saying. It's chemistry. See, Einstein, the reason why I want him to meet me after class is because he fudged the gravitational constant. I'm saying, no, those are actually gravitons, because I'm a particle physicist. Because the only reason you figured that out is because you fudged lambda. You fudged the cosmological constant. I'm like, stop fudging things. You're just like assigning math to symbols, okay? I'm saying, well, it's particles. Atomic mass, right? That's why I said the only thing denser than a black hole is your mom. You see where I'm going with this logic? I'm saying, I guess we had to toss stones to gain pounds. And Jesus said, who amongst you would be the first to toss stone? You know, John Proctor in the whole witch hunt was pressed with stones. You know what I'm saying? Pressed with this weight, this stress, this calculus, this calculatory cancer of the neurotoxic toxicity of this coverage of yellow journalism in a purple way, and just purely purple. I forgot why it started as yellow and how yellow and purple can work together. You know, but that's just me. You know, purple is only an ultraviolet thing anyways. Like, that's only Nikola Tesla's ozone technology. It's like, yeah, come on guys, right? Oh wait, yeah, that's true too. Anyways, I believe I've said enough of the success, and I will continue to stop being such a helium drinker so I can deduce the nature of helium-3 and helium-4.